Hello friends, in this webinar I am going to discuss about legal impact of COVID-19 on real estate. Government of India on March 24, 2020 imposes a nationwide lockdown under the provision of Disaster Management Act 2005, during which various establishments including malls, offices were directed to suspend their operation. The real estate sector was already facing several crises since last 3 years, and the lockdown will further adversely impact the industry. Prior to outbreak of this pandemic and imposing of lockdown, varying residential sector, other sectors such as commercial leasing, logistic park had shown remarkable growth in the terms of development and strategic investment. However, now these sectors have also come to stand still and will remain so until the world recover from disaster. There are following issues arise due to coronavirus. Those are force majeure, suspension or withholding of rent, keep open clause in commercial lease. Let's discuss one by one. Force majeure. The clause force majeure allows the party to get out certain obligations in the case of unforeseen events. However, lease generally do not carry such clause, which allows the party to terminate the contract. In a case where the tenant is prevented from occupying the premises, they may seek remedial measures by looking at the doctrine of frustrations under Section 56 of Indian Contract Act 1872 that we'll discuss later. Let's come to suspension of rent. Most of the lease do not allow the tenant to withhold or suspend the rent, regardless the situation. In such case, the parties must communicate effectively and come to a situation wherein lesser needs to ensure that the premises are closed in case of such suspension is allowed. The lessee can also request the lessor to permit limited operations so that goodwill of the business is not compromised due to this pandemic. In such a case, the landlord can allow partial or complete rent waiver to the tenant. For instance, Mumbai-based realty player Lodha Group has decided to waive off the rent for its retail partners announced of the nationwide lockdown. Post the announcement of the nationwide lockdown, let's talk about keep open clause in commercial lease. The tenants' belongings to the retail segment and having keep open clause in their lease needed to consider the impact of closing their outlet completely. Depending on the provision of the lease and guidelines issued by the government, keeping open clause can trigger conflict between the landlords and the tenants. To appraise a keep open clause is an obligation for the tenant to trade continuously through the duration of the lease. Let's talk about legal measures and remedies. Now, in the wake of present crisis, the government, regulators, and judiciaries have acted swiftly to address the situation. Various ministries of the central government, such as finance, renewable energy, and shipping, have recently issued directions to consider COVID-19 a natural calamity or force majeure event and relaxing the delay caused on account of it. RBI has announced 3-month moratorium in respect of certain loans. RBI has also reduced the repo rate and CRR requirement so that additional cash flow becomes available to bank to lend to various sectors. The, uh, the Honorable Supreme Court of India has extended the limitation period in all proceedings with effect from 15 March 2020 till further order. The monetary threshold of default in respect of MSME for filing an application for initiation of corporate insolvency resolution process under IBC has been increased from 1 lakh rupees to 1 crore. NCLT has announced that matter relating to extensions of time approval of resolution plan and liquidations will not be constituted as urgent matter. Further, NCLT held that any interim order has passed by it shall continue till next hearing. Maharashtra RERA has also extended the period of validity of registration of project by 3 months, where the validity of project expires on and after March 15, 2020. Here I would like to inform you that recently in case of Yes Bank Limited, Delhi High Court observed that the RBI COVID-19 relief package is also applicable to a loan account of developer classified as a special mention account 2 as on February 29, 2020. And such a special mention account 2 cannot be classified as on a non-performing asset in case they fail to pay installment during the moratorium period, which is from 1st March 2020 to 31st May 2020. Let's talk about force majeure. Despite the measures, it remains a fact that the unforeseen rise of pandemic has already impacted the performance of contractual obligation of various stakeholders in the industry, and therefore force majeure clause in a contract is now gained unprecedented importance. Force majeure has not been especially defined under the Indian law, but its principle has been incorporated in Section 32 and Section 56 of Indian Contract Act 1872, which are mutually exclusive. Section 32 of Indian Contract Act will include such contract that contain impliedly or expressly certain event or contingency upon the happening of which it would stand discharge. However, when upon the happening of an subsequent event, if the purpose or basis of agreement is completely frustrated or rendered impossible or illegal, then the affected party can take recourse under Section 56 of Indian Contract Act to terminate the contract. In the view of lockdown, stakeholders are frantically reviewing their existing commercial and leasing contract to assess if the lockdown or pandemic can be treated as force majeure event. In such situation, one must take a multi-factored approach and consider the definition and scope of force majeure as agreed under the contract to determine if it's an all-inclusive definition that directly covers the lockdown and or pandemic, or if it's exclusively envisage physically damage, or if it covers business interruptions. Let's talk about doctrine of frustration. As general rule, parties to the contract are having an intentions towards the fulfillment of their part, and in case of breach, the party breaching is liable to compensate for the same. But an exception to this rule is laid down in Section 56 of Indian Contract Act 1872. Section 56 deals with the doctrine of frustration as being acted which cannot be performed. Under this doctrine, a promisor is relieved of any liability under a contract in the event of breach of contract, and contract will be deemed to be void. Section 56 is based on the maxim lex non cogit ad impossibilia, which means the law will not compel a man to do which he cannot possibly perform. The basis of doctrine of frustration was explained by Supreme Court in the case of Satyabrata Ghosh, in which Justice Mukherjee held that the basic idea upon which doctrine of frustration is based in that of the impossibility of performance of the contract, and the expressions frustrations and impossibility can also be used as synonyms. The doctrine of frustration is, however, applicable only in two cases. One is if the object of the contract has become impossible to perform, or an event has occurred making the performance of contract to be impossible beyond the control of promisor. Let's talk about scenario in case of leave and license agreement. As regards leave and license agreement, Section 62D of the Indian Easement Act 1882 provides that a license is deemed to be revoked where the property is destroyed or by superior force so permanently altered that the licensee can no longer exercise his right. One would observe that this provision is similar to the provision set out in section 108 BE of Transfer of Property Act. The common ingredients being the property should be destroyed or permanently altered or rendered unfit. Thus, even a licensee may find it challenging to take recourse to Section 62D of Easement Act, as the present lockdown or pandemic would not result in destruction or permanent alteration of the property. Further, if the force majeure clause in leave and license agreements do not contemplate government directions such as relating to the present lockdown or pandemic itself, then the licensee may find it challenging to claim suspension of their obligation. Licensee may also face challenges to take recourse to Section 56 of Indian Contract Act, as the present impossibility caused through the lockdown or pandemic is not a permanent in nature. Further, even if the force majeure clause includes acts of God or natural calamity, then it needs to be tested if the court would consider the pandemic as an act of God or natural calamities and allow licensee and licensee to suspend their obligations. While interpreting the contracts, the court are free to take view based on equity and exercise their inherent powers, as the law which have evolved through various judgments, including the judgment mentioned here, have never dealt with an unprecedented situation similar to present lockdown or pandemic. Let's see what we have in way ahead section. Various stakeholders such as cinema and hotel operators, occupants of retail and office space are claiming pandemic as act of God or natural calamity and seeking suspension of their contractual obligations to pay rent or license fee, which in various instances has been accepted by the assets owners, but it likely to be contested by few of them. It will be interesting to note when these matters reach to the court, how will they interpret contracts and whether it would allow suspension of contractual obligations, treating various government directions regarding lockdown and pandemic as a force majeure event, including as an act of God or natural calamity. The industry is expecting a reasonable relaxation and extension of time in regulatory compliances, including fast-track approval process to reduce project cost. Developers are hopeful that government would reduce the statutory or development charges, premium, GST, and stamp duty, and also provide input tax credit benefit to the sector for at least 1 year to tide over the existence cash crunch. The 3-month moratorium to be provided by bank to developers and apartment purchasers, as well as extension provided by RERA to developers beyond 3 months, is being sought to be further extended for a reasonable period. The industry expects that their long-term pending demand of granting infrastructure status to entire sector will be accepted. Deployment of a stress assets fund of 25,000 crore should be prioritized. Bank and financial institutions should take benefit of surplus cash to be available with them due to reduction in repo rate and CRR, which will be utilized for the sector to address liquidity crisis. Industry is also seeking a one-time rollover or restructuring of existing loan for more than 1 year on a case-to-case basis. Government could also consider industry's demand of reintroducing subvention scheme with necessary safeguards. Unprecedented crises like the one presented by COVID-19 calls for unprecedented and proactive measures and coordination amongst regulatory and enforcement authorities, real estate industries, and the public. Thanks for listening. Please subscribe us to see our latest videos.